Hi, everybody, and welcome to the new year 2016. I'm so excited to have this hangout today with all of you, and especially for the huge interest in this topic, which is getting out of hiding. The world is waiting for you. Hello, everybody. My name is Susanna Mittermaier, and I am extremely happy for the invitation for you to actually allow yourself to get out of that hiding place that you've made your reality and explore what's possible for you to be and to receive beyond it. So welcome to this hangout. And I looked at this topic before and gathered some awareness around what I can give to you and how I can facilitate you the best way to invite you to show up in the world, show up as you. And usually, this is a really big topic for most people, to allow themselves to be themselves in the world, be seen and heard. And it's usually something that I teach in 2.5-day Right Voice for You classes. And I, before this hangout, I went like, okay, it's a bit crazy to do this in a hangout. So I'd say let's use this hangout to start planting some seeds for you to have more ease showing up as you in the world and getting out of hiding. Because the thing is, if you've noticed or not, actually, the world is waiting for you. The future is waiting for you. And I wonder if you actually are getting the urgency of the world requiring you to show up as you. So everything that doesn't allow you to be, know, perceive, and receive the urgency that the world actually requires you and is waiting for you to show up, will you please destroy and uncreate it all, times a godzillion. Thank you. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyond. So I love just jumping into topics and not just, I'm not so good at intros. So if you have never heard about this right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, and so on, it's the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement. I'm not going to explain it. You can actually go to www.theclearingstatement.com and you get an amazing explanation of what every word means. And it's basically a tool you can use to destroy and uncreate any limitation you've been using to stand in your way, to not have access to all the possibilities you're asking for. If you're asking for more money, if you're asking, how many of you are asking for more money in the new year, for better sex, or, some sex at least? How many of you are asking for friends, partners, more business, more customers? And so this pot and pock is a way to destroy and uncreate and get out of the way everything that you've created being in your way, to not having access to all those possibilities you're asking for. And also, tying this back to the topic we have, which is getting out of hiding, the world is waiting for you. When you're asking for all those possibilities, the money, the sex, the friends, the partner, the business, the clients, just get the energy of all of those yummy things that you're asking for in this new year and beyond. How much have you in the past been working to get there? How many times have you been trying to figure out, how do I get there? How do I create this? Okay. So what if it's not a how? What if you could replace every how you have? We're not Indians, or maybe we are. It's like, how? Okay, sorry, my humor, everything doesn't allow you to have fun with my humor. Can we please destroy and create it? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and men. It's a combination of German, Austrian, and Swedish. Really bad, I can tell you. So just go with it. So what if you could replace, at least I'm having fun. So what if you could replace every how with a that? Okay, so everything that doesn't allow you, replacing every how with a that, will you please destroy and uncreate it times a godzillion? Thank you. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. I must say this is a really fun format to be talking to a computer, and I know there are many people listening right now, but not getting any feedback. It's always very adventurous. How does it get any better than that? By the way, if you have a question that you would like to ask, you can do so on the event page for this hangout on Facebook. So if you go to Getting Out of Hiding, the World is Waiting for You, if you type this in on Facebook, they're going to be Maria and Yasudhara available for you. You can post a question there, and they are going to forward that question to me, and I can answer it, okay? So what if you could replace every how you have with a that? What does that mean? Well, if you are in this mode of trying to figure out, how do I get the money? How do I get the sex? How do I get the clients? You're always working harder than you have to. So what's the that part? The that part is exactly what the topic of this hangout is. It's getting out of hiding and showing up as you. So the shortcut to you actually creating the things you're asking for and the possibilities you would like to access and invite and bring into fruition is, are you ready, drum rolls? It's you being you. And we've all heard it, and most of you probably read this amazing book by Dr. Dane here called Being You and Changing the World. And maybe you sometimes wonder, but what is this being you? I don't get it. I can tell you, I didn't get it either at first. I mean, actually, for a long time. I remember Gary Douglas, the founder of Access Consciousness, years ago telling me, I was like, oh, nothing is really working out the way I would like to. And, I feel like I'm hiding from the world. And he says, well, how about you being you? And I'm like, okay, yep, that sounds awesome. It makes me feel lighter, and I have no idea what you're talking about. So, and I remember, just being at home, and I'm like, okay, am I being me now? No, I was standing in front of the coffee machine. Okay, I'm gonna be now. I'm gonna be now. I'm gonna be now. And so I was doing my best to actually be, and I had no idea what that actually means until I got to that point where I was like, okay, what if I just let it go? What if I just let go of trying to be me and trying to figure out what that actually means and just be? And in that moment, I got it. And I can just tell you, you get it when you get it. So everywhere you're trying to force yourself to get consciousness or to get change or force yourself to change, even worse, will you please destroy and uncreate it times a godzillion? Thank you. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. And on that note, I see my friend Yasudhara just made it online. Hi, sweetheart. Happy to have you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, honey. Cool. So Yasudhara is going to be your speaking voice. So if you have any questions that you have typed in on Facebook or have any other questions, Yasudhara can read them for me. And if Yasudhara has a question that is something that other people might have or something that comes up for you, then just feel free to ask it. Okay, I love questions. So with the topic of you showing up as you and not hiding anymore, what I'd like to ask you is, what have you decided showing up means? Okay, so how many points of view do you have about what it means to actually show up in the world as you? Everything that is, times a godzillion, will you please destroy and uncreate it? Thank you. Yes. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyond. So one more time, how many points of view do you have about what it means to show up as you in the world? Everything that is, times a godzillion, will you please destroy and uncreate it? Yes. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. Because when I'm doing these Right Voice for You classes, it's so amazing the points of view that people have, what it means to show up as them. And usually what shows up is these, how do I say that in English? It's these points of view that what the world requires you to be. So imagine, we just had the holidays and you might have met your family or close friends. And when you meet people, like that's just an example. So when you meet people that, you are kind of familiar with, or you have known them for a while, how many times do you go into some kind of a mode or a way of being that's actually not you, but that other people, those people that you hang out with, require you to be? So you basically pick up what they need you to be, and then instead of just being aware and being present and going, no, I'm not going to go down that road, I'm actually going to be me. How many times are you actually slipping into this being that's not you, that beingness actually, that's not you, that's actually what other people require you to be. That's not for you, but that's for them. So everything that is, everywhere you're just slipping into this beingness rather than you being you, will you please destroy and create it?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So
there is a question.
Okay, go ahead, yes.
It's from Annabelle Percival, and she is saying, is discomfort the sign way to being you? And by stopping to avoid discomfort and even going for it even more and acknowledging everything, every little piece of my creations, like questions, choices, and receiving, is this being me?
Great question. So discomfort, or as we Europeans sometimes say, uncomfort, is, well, you know what I actually, a quote that I had years ago is, and I said uncomfort, which actually is discomfort in proper English. So discomfort is actually the foreplay to greater possibilities.
Ooh, wow.
So if you just go with it, if you don't make it wrong, in this reality, discomfort is usually something that's being made wrong. It's like, if you're sensing discomfort, which usually shows up for most people when they're about to show up as them, then if you make it wrong, you're gonna cave yourself in again. If you're gonna use this discomfort that shows up when you show up as you as a acknowledgement of something moving forward, which means, in other words, you showing up as you, then it actually becomes a foreplay, a possibility to more of you and more possibilities and everything else you've ever asked for to be created as your reality. So all the judgments you have about what discomfort means and what it is, everywhere you're backing down in the face and in the presence of discomfort, rather than receiving it as the foreplay to greater possibilities, will you please, times a godzillion, destroy and uncreate it?
Yes.
Thank you. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Great question. So when you so a tool you can use in the face of discomfort is basically ooze into it. Ooze is a word, I have no idea if it really exists in English, but it's such a great, it paints the picture of the energy that it is. And if you need an explanation for the word oozing, probably was a Swedish English way of pronouncing it, oozing. It's have you ever poured honey? When it's like this thick, yummy texture thingy, and it's like, oh, that's what oozing is. The energy of oozing. So in the face of discomfort, what if you just ooze into it and enjoy it?
Wow.
Everything that doesn't allow that, will you please destroy and create it?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, means. To just a second before this hangout, I actually had one of those aha moments. So what came up for me was, you know how when things show up the way they show up in our lives, let's say money, business, whatever situation it is, how we so many times make it wrong because it doesn't match what we've decided it should look like. So let's say you've created a business project and you decided to have, say 50 people involved, and then maybe 5 people show up. and you'll go into, okay, there's something wrong. I didn't do enough. I didn't work enough at it, or people don't like me, or this project sucks, or whatever. You know how easy it is to automatically go into the wrongness of it,
Yeah.
rather than going, okay, so what's actually right about this? And I know in Access we've talked so much about it, but you know, when you really get it, that nothing that shows up is actually wrong, including you. Now we talk about you showing up as you. What if nothing, however it shows up, is actually wrong, but just the way it shows up right now? And if you don't judge it, it can actually be changed.
Wow.
Everything that is, will you please destroy and uncreate it?
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, girls. Yes?
That's so cool. I just like, for me, it's then I go immediately in this step. Okay, what else can I change? How can I change? Blah, 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 instead of just asking a question like, okay, what's right in this 10 seconds about it?
Yeah, exactly. And so brilliant what you bring up, because it's exactly what can I change, which is in that situation actually not a question. It's like, oh, I have to change this. I need to change this. I need to work harder to create a different reality here,
Yeah.
which is going into resistance of it, rather than, okay, you know, let's ooze into how it is right now. Let's ooze into, let's say you have created a class and only 5 people have signed up. And you're like, okay, I would love it to be 50 people. And right now, 5 people have signed up. All right, so let's just, rather than resist it, go into the, just ooze into the way it is right now. And then ask, is there anything that's possible beyond it? Is there any way this can be changed now? If no, ooze more into it. If yes, I wonder what it's required to change. What is there anything I can do? Is there anything I can be to change it? And then let yourself be shown. So again, everywhere you force change rather than invite it, will you please destroy and uncreate it?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, men. It's basically like when you have sex and you force your lover to come. It's like, come. I mean, some people love that and they get turned on by that, but most people are actually like, okay, that's actually not a turn on if you force me to come. So if you want money, clients, lovers to come, what if you, rather than force them, invite them? Same with possibilities and everything, including you. So everywhere you're forcing change rather than inviting it, will you please destroy and uncreate it?
Yes.
I am the Godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds.
How do we spell woos?
Ooze?
Annabelle is asking.
Oh, well, okay, so I would, my spelling, which might be totally wrong, is O-O-Z-E. Like 2 O's, Z-E. Ooze.
Okay. Whoa. Oh, she was almost right. It was just with S. Woo.
Yes. Oh, how cool is that? So one more time, what have you decided showing up as you means? Because if you have any point of view about what showing up as you means, then can you actually show up? Everything that is, will you please destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. So, and okay, this one. What have you decided hiding will provide for you?
Ooh.
Everything that is times a godzillion, will you please destroy and uncreate it?
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyond. So again, what have you decided hiding will provide for you? And everything that is times the godzillion, will you please destroy and uncreate it?
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. It's like, you know, I've been like, before this hangout, I'm like, okay, what is this energy where people go, like, I've never done that. You know, I was just born ready. Just kidding. So I'm like, okay, so what is this energy, this necessity of keeping things small and keeping your life small and hiding from the world? And it's like, it's this promise of what hiding actually provides for you. And this might be whatever, you know, you might have decided, okay, so as long as I hide, I'm safe. As long as I hide, I can't be judged. As long as I hide, I'm, you know, whatever it is you've decided hiding provides for you, keeps you from showing up. Makes sense, right? So what have you decided hiding will provide for you? Everything that is times a godzillion, will you please destroy and uncreate it?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So it's actually, when you ask for money and for possibilities and for more clients, or for whatever you ask for more joy and ease, and if you hide, it's really hard for the universe to find you. It's actually really hard for those possibilities to find you and contribute to you. You're like in your cave, and you ask for those possibilities, and you actually don't receive them. The tool that you can use, ask and you shall receive. Well, you can ask, but don't forget the second part. Don't forget the receiving. So when most people ask nowadays, right? Or at least start asking, but then the receiving part is like, oh no, I'm gonna hide. I'm gonna make myself really small, and I'm gonna judge myself even more to make myself smaller. And that actually keeps you from receiving the possibilities that the universe so desperately would like to provide for you, because you asked. The universe's point of view is, you ask, you'll get it. So everything that doesn't allow that, everywhere you're avoiding that, more than anything else, will you please destroy and uncreate it?
Yeah.
Times a godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, beyond. So una vez más, what have you decided hiding will provide for you? And everything that is times a godzillion, will you please destroy and uncreate it?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
Annabelle goes like, let's go for insecurity, nakedness, and beingness.
I love it. Absolutely. Go France. How does it get any better than that? So the thing is, with the showing up as you, one element of, this is as I said in the beginning, this is a really huge topic, and usually this is being dealt with in at least a 2.5 day class, one of the Right Voice for You classes. So this is a really big topic. We could talk about this for ages. So I just want to, as we said, plant some seeds to create more ease for you. So one of the elements of the willingness of showing up as you in the world and getting out of hiding is actually the courage and the willingness and the choice, you being as different as you are. Like, truly, how different are you? And what gift is that to the world? Everything you've judged, everywhere you've judged your way out of being the difference and the change that the world requires, will you please destroy and uncreate it times a godzillion? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And again, the discomfort comes up, because when you're actually being extremely different than the people around you, maybe different, one of the ways you might be different is that you don't settle for what is in your life right now. Your difference might be that you always ask for more. Your difference might be that you don't go for suffering like most people on this planet. Your difference might be that you invite joy more than other people. Your difference might be that you have healing capacities that are off the charts, and that if you don't acknowledge them, you actually use them against you, where your body hurts all the time. So what if that difference that you are, what if you have no clue what that difference is, ask for it. Ask the earth to show you, ask the universe to show you, hey, I have no clue, they talk about me being different. I don't know what they're talking about. So just ask for it. Just go, okay, so universe, earth, show me, what that different thing about me is. Show me what capacity my difference holds that I've never acknowledged. Wow. And then let yourself be shown, and don't rush it. It comes when it comes, again, don't force it. Don't force the change. So one of the elements of being willing to show up is, again, being willing to be that difference that you are. And that difference is probably off the charts when you start asking for it and when you start acknowledging and receiving it. And your difference might be that you just have a totally different perspective on the world than other people have. Your difference might be that you never give up, your perseverance. or whatever it might be. But what if you start discovering it, accessing it, playing with it, and using it to create your reality? And for all of us to create a reality beyond this reality. And everything that doesn't allow that, will you please destroy and uncreate it? Times a godzillion. Thank you. Oh, right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So what have you made so vital about hiding you that keeps you from being you? And everything that is times a godzillion, will you please destroy and uncreate it?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. So what have you made so vital about hiding you that keeps you from being you? And everything that is times a godzillion, will you please destroy and uncreate it?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Wow. Wow. Okay, so what have you made so vital about hiding you that keeps you from being you? And everything that is times a godzillion, will you please destroy and uncreate it?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Okay, that almost brings me to tears. It's like, the urgency we talked about in the beginning of this hangout, like, the the earth, that's okay. So how much is the earth actually calling you to be everything you are? How much is the consciousness of the planet actually calling you to be you? How much is the future actually calling you to be you? It's actually time now. What if we don't have the luxury anymore to wait? So what have you made so vital about hiding you that keeps you from being you? And everything that is times a godzillion, will you please destroy and uncreate it?
Yeah.
Thank you. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And it's not about making this a pity party or something. It's actually, it's like, oh, and there's no significance in that energy. It's more like an acknowledgement that the world actually requires you. And what if you gifted that gift? What if you allowed the world to enjoy you? What if you allowed the world to enjoy you? It's like, what if you are a buffet, a smorgasbord? I lived in Sweden a long time. So what if you're a buffet on legs, walking through the world, and the world actually gets to enjoy you? Everywhere you're avoiding that, will you please destroy and uncreate it? And all the barriers you're putting up for that to not be a possibility, will you please destroy and uncreate it?
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and I get it, I'm also a psychologist, and I worked for a long time in psychiatry, and I met many people who have been abused and had all kinds of stuff going on in their past, and with things like this having been part of your life, it's not weird that you have put up barriers to not showing up as you. Because for most people who've had a past with abuse or any other drama, it's like, what else would you do than putting up barriers? Of course, that's what you do. It's like, that's the smartest thing to do at the moment. And what if that doesn't have to be your future? So everywhere you're making your past your future, will you please destroy and uncreate it?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And if you have had things like this in your past with abuse and stuff, it's like, if just the thought of putting down your barriers and receiving the world, it's like, I can't, because it's like, just reminds you of the threat of being abused again. So everywhere you're trying to make yourself wrong for that, will you please destroy and uncreate it? Times a godzillion. Thank you. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Okay, so I'm seeing that this hangout is actually turning into a right voice for you, pragmatic psychology fusion. How does it get any better than that? It always shows up different than you think it does. Tapping into the energy of all the people who are watching this and will watch this in the future, and what they're required to hear to get out of hiding, it just shows up the way it does. So again, what if you don't make yourself wrong? If showing up in the world as you brings up all kinds of stuff. And because it's funny, because when we have those right voice for you classes, I had one in South Africa, was it 1 year or 2 years ago, a right voice for you class, and there was the topic of abuse was extremely present there. And it's also, you know, the way the country is and the history and what's going on there. And what went on for most people who were at that class. And for one woman, it was almost, what's the word, excruciating? I think that's the word in English, excruciating, to show up on stage and actually have herself be seen by others. And that played out how she created her life. It's like she, you know, she made herself absolutely invisible in her life, because any way of being seen meant, oh, the risk of the threat and the risk of being abused again. So she went on stage, and it took her all her courage to allow herself to be in front of others and be seen. And so we you know, we used the tools, and she got facilitation, and the whole group there was such a support and such a contribution with their kindness and their no judgment, that she actually got to that space where she could, so amazing, where she actually allowed herself to be seen. And then she said, you know what, I love belly dancing, but I haven't allowed myself to do that, and especially not in public. Can I do it now? So she started to, you know, do some moves, and then she backed down again, you know, like this autoresponder thingy where you're like, okay, I just showed up. You know, we all know that, like, you show up and then you're like, oh, wow, that's too much. Let's just, you know, control it again. So she, you know, we, like, how many times do you have that? Oh, you start making money, you start having success, and you're like, okay, too much. Let's just control things again. So, right? So that's where she went to, and that also played out in her life. It's like, you know, in those classes, what shows up on stage is so much of how we create our lives. You know, you'd like, oh, you open up possibilities and then you back down again, just to control things, because, you know, it's familiar. You know, limitations are familiar for most people. So that's what she did as well. And just checking if we're getting any questions. That's why I'm having my okay, you're on it. No, okay. So that's what she did, and then I asked her, so what if you teach us some belly dancing moves? Maybe, you know, may we contribute, may we receive from you? And that's just like, oh my God, okay, I can teach you. So she taught us some moves, and the acknowledgement of the gift that she is to us and the world changed everything. So what gift, and you know, you think I'm just telling a story about someone else, which has nothing to do with you, Indian head move. So what gift are you to the world that you haven't acknowledged, that creates, that keeps you, how can I say this? Oh, it's like you are, you know, it's like when you have an awareness of this energy and this energy and this energy, how can you put words to it? This is where Gary Douglas is so brilliant. He's like this piece, and he has such an ease finding words. What would it take for that to show up? Okay, so, and you know, when you're facilitating, you know, when you're facilitating, you go, everything that is, will you please destroy and uncreate it? You know, the easiest thing, right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. You know, just for you facilitators, you know, when you don't find the perfect words, just go, everything that is, will you please destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And it's so funny, and now I forgot what I said, because, you know, when you start speaking to the energy, it's like, and the energy changes, and you're like, okay. So yeah, that's what it is. So everywhere you haven't acknowledged the gift you are to the world, that keeps you in a constant state of hiding and not showing up, will you please destroy and uncreate it times a godzillion?
Yes.
Thank you. Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Oh my God, I'm so happy. Yeah, I'm just saying, I'm so happy so many people are actually watching this and being with us now, because I get the, you know, the urgency and the intensity of what we're actually changing right now. Thank you all for being here. Really amazing. Safia has a question. Yeah.
Cool. Awareness come up. Difference I was because of the color of my skin. And my daughter also, as she did not look like me, white. From Safia.
Mm-hmm. I didn't get the question part. Can you say that again? I got the difference.
Awareness that comes up is the difference I was because of the color of my skin. And my daughter also has a thing, as she did not look like me, like white.
Okay, cool. So, and I know it seems, and we just talked about South Africa, and that's actually something that came up so much at that class too. You know, those different colors of the skin. I mean, there are so many different cultures there, and which are actually all over the world. Although it's like, what if it doesn't matter? And it really doesn't. What if that is, you know, you can say, okay, that's the difference of me, but what if this is actually this reality's point of view? Oh, well, you're different because your color of your skin has a different color. It's like, uh, so what? Does it really matter? But this is this reality's point of view, that this is what makes you you, and that this is the difference you to provide for the world. But that's like this teeny, teeny, tiny part. That's just your skin. So everywhere you've made that significant, will you please just join and create it? Times a gazillion, right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, beyonds. But it's actually really relevant in the scheme of this conversation, because we talk about actually you showing up as you. And what does the world see? Your color, right? I mean, the world goes, oh, she, you know, she has a dark color, she has a red color, she has a yellow color. Or they might see you, oh, she's a woman, she's a man. Hello, she's a woman. You know, yesterday was Global Bars Day, so I'm like still having a fried brain. So, you know, he's a man, she's a woman. It's just the costumes we wear that have absolutely no relevance, but that is what the world sees you be. But that's not what you be. You be so much more than that. So everywhere you've defined you being you in the reference point that this reality can receive, which doesn't allow you to be, nor perceive, and receive who you truly be beyond all that, will you please destroy and uncreate it times a godzillion?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. Cool. And I love how she, you know, Sophia usually has her little Yoda when she's in classes. I love that. And she just said the question like Yoda before. Or you just like, read it like this.
Cry. It's making me cry as the abuse is caused.
Yeah.
As the abuse is caused, sorry.
Yeah. So you mean like the color of your skin and the abuse it caused? Okay, so everything that is, everything that is, and all the causal incarcerations about that, you know, all of you, everywhere you're going, okay, I can't show up because I was abused. I can't show up because I was judged. I can't show up because I'm not perfect. All those becauses are the causal incarcerations. It's where you make the cause real and true, and you allow it to incarcerate you, which means prison you up or make you imprisoned. Everything that is times a godzillion, will you please destroy and create it?
Yeah, she's saying it's like verbal and physical abuse.
Boys, meals, yeah. Okay, cool. So again, all the causal incarcerations, all of you listening, all the becauses you make, everywhere you say because of la 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 la, I can't show up, or I can't have ease showing up as me, I have to hide. All the causal incarcerations and incarnations creating all that and everything else, will you please destroy and create it times a godzillion?
Yes.
Thank you. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. Cool. So just be aware when you're having this thing in your world, either you think it or it comes up for you, or you hear yourself saying words like, I can't because, everything that comes after the because is the cause you use to justify why you don't have choice. Okay, so all the causes you use to justify why you don't have choice, will you please destroy and create it times a godzillion?
Yeah.
Gracias. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. Cool.
Annabelle,
yeah.
Body releasing.
Beautiful. Happy to hear. And so just to wrap this up, everybody you refusing, totally, absolutely refusing to receive the greatness of you, will you please destroy and uncreate it times a godzillion?
Yes.
Thank you. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. And another one is, what would you have to claim, own, and acknowledge about you that you haven't claimed, own, and acknowledged about you, that if you would claim, own, and acknowledge it, would allow you to be the you're refusing to be? And everything that is times a godzillion, will you please destroy and uncreate it?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And what if you showing up in the world looks totally, totally different than you thought it would be? I mean, when, as I said before, when Gary said, oh, yeah, just be you, so things can change and more can show up in the world. And I had no mini clue of what that actually means. And I tried to figure it out. And when I was over figuring it out, I'm like, oh, that's what being actually is. It's too easy. What if your only problem in life is that it's too easy? Everything that is, will you please destroy and uncreate it?
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
I've got here too, Sophia is really grateful, and I've got someone, I don't know if it's out in the open, but the biggest secrets was being sexual abused. I've been hiding that.
Yeah.
And myself for everyone.
Yes. And it's what you make secret, whether it's you or who you truly are, or any parts of your life or history, anything you make secret, that's where you put your energy. You actually lock your energy up exactly in those areas. And it's like it pulls you back into your past, which doesn't allow you to create your future. So everything that is, will you please destroy and uncreate it times a godzillion.
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, beyond. So just letting go of those necessities to hold secrets is one of the greatest gifts you can be to you and to the creation of your future.
Yeah, there's just more to that. It's I still find myself in hiding in smaller segments in my life. I'm done hiding, but still afraid. So
yeah. So what you can do is there's a great tool to let go of those secrets. Take someone that you really trust. No, and if it's not a person, if you don't have a person that take someone that doesn't judge you and that you trust. And if you don't have a person, use an animal or or a plant, that's great too. And just it sounds weird, but it actually works. One of those weird pragmatic tools. Go to that thing, that person or plant or animal, and tell them the thing that's so terrible about you, that you either did or are, that's been in your past, that you've decided, I can't tell that. So go and just tell that person or that plant or that animal the very most terrible thing about you, and that see what shows up for you. Okay, and listen to yourself and get the energy of all of that. And I've done that with a friend, and my friend looked at me and I started with this whole dramatic, are you really sure you can hear this? It's really terrible, And so I told him, and he's like, okay, that's it. That's your most terrible thing. And it's like, just do that with a friend, and then see what shows up and see what you become aware of, and what energy that changes for you. So again, what would you have to claim, own, and acknowledge about you that you haven't claimed, own, and acknowledged about you, that if you would claim, own, and acknowledge, it would allow you to be the you have been refusing to be? Everything that is times a godzillion, will you please destroy and uncreate it?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
She's saying, I actually used to talk to my rabbit as a child. This is so spot on, tears are running.
Wow, cool. So happy to hear. Okay, guys, so thanks for joining this hangout. And I'd really recommend you listening to this again, because I am actually really surprised what we went into. This was not planned at all. Not one part of it was planned. It's like, oh, that's actually shows up. That's what's possible when you be you. You don't have to plan anymore. You get to be present in the moment and receive the possibilities, and also the information, the awareness that's required to move things along and to change your world and the world. So there's so much in this hangout. So listen to this again for this to go even deeper. And as I said, this is a really huge topic, and there are if you really like more of this, I can totally recommend you showing up at one of those Right Voice for You classes. At their 1-day classes, their evenings, intros, 2.5-day classes. I'm going to do the next Right Voice for You class actually in Amsterdam in the Netherlands from the 15th to the 17th of January. So in 2 weeks actually, or something. So if you know someone in the area, or if you would like to contribute to changing the world, if you know someone that this might be a contribution to this class, maybe you want to give them the information. And the information you find, as Yoda would say, at www.susannamittermaier.accessconsciousness.com. So susannamittermaier.accessconsciousness.com. And there are Right Voice for You classes. I'm doing some in Germany and Austria as well. And you can go to rightvoiceforyou.com, find classes for all other Right Voice for You classes as well. So thank you all for being here, for contributing your energy, for asking your questions, and have fun being you and showing up in the world. And I would love to see you in person at some class someday. And what would it take, universe? So have a phenomenal evening, day, wherever you are. And bye, everybody. And thank you, Yasadara, for
Okay,
questions
bye.
today. Thank you. Bye.